Hello, everybody. Um, I wanted to do a video and I wanted to talk about a couple things. It was specifically brought up in a group yesterday. So that's why I was like, let's make a video about it. Because I tried to talk about it and then it didn't really work out so well. We will move forward and make a video about this instead of talking and making a post. Let's see. Let me pull up the post. That probably would be a good step one. Okay. So I'm gonna read. It's called The Awareness Trap. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna read it and then we'll take it from there. So it said, "It's sad to see many contemporary spiritual teachers are still trying to convince people that they are pure awareness. That is only the absolute and really real, really real. That the relative is an illusion and the separate self is a problem to be solved through rigorous investigation." So I'm gonna talk about each thing as we go here, and so I can have my thoughts together. Okay, so they're grouping. That's number one thing. They're grouping. I feel like when I first read this, post, I was like, yeah, I see what they're saying. And then when I read it some more, I was like, wait, I believe they're going somewhere with this. So, not the direction of, okay, so I'm just going to explain it. So basically, you guys, a lot of people, what they do is that okay, I used to do this. So this is how I know what they do because I do it myself still and I'm working through it. But let me just explain. So, okay. So for example, uh, I thought Satan, Jesus, uh, Isis, like all those names, Shiva, I thought all of them were evil, right? Okay, so I thought they were evil because I let somebody tell me that they were evil and tell me what they were about, right? So I put them in a category of, okay, all of that is evil. Somebody else called me a light worker, okay, but they were joking. But I had a connotation to a light worker. So, for example, I felt that light workers are bad, but light workers isn't bad. It's just what people has put out there because how is a person that just want the good for other people bad? You know what I mean? Like it's not even about good or bad anymore. We got to move past good or bad. And when I was mentioning in my video, I don't know my journey. My journey just happens as it happens. So like I don't know what's my personality. Like they say, ask who you are. Well, that's kind of like what this is tying into is like I could want to manifest the blockages in my body. I might want to manifest, okay, what situations am I holding on that's preventing me from doing this or that? But I let go of that. So now I'm like, okay, as things happen, then I'm going to be able to see them and understand them and move forward from them, so on and so forth. So, for example, like yesterday when somebody called me a light worker, I didn't I felt that energy with it. And I'm like, well, I've let go of the idea of good or bad. But that doesn't necessarily mean that my thought patterns has followed that yet. It doesn't, it's like when somebody might consider you negative, not, and it's not even negative, it's more so just you can't find your way out of stuff. You always feel like a victim, really. That's really like a half and half, but let me move forward and get to where I'm trying to go with this video. Okay, so you have this idea about stuff of, oh, this is right, this is wrong, this person is bad, this person is good, and you paint this picture before you even get to them to understand them. And you're like, when you meet certain people and you meet certain ideals, it's like you lose what you're supposed to be getting out of it because you have this ideal about them. So, like, light worker, I had an ideal for a long time that anybody that associated themselves with the light worker was evil. And I let somebody else tell me that. And I let them tell me that because they told me that the whole agenda to push, consciousness and things like that. And I just thought about it. And that's why for so long I stayed away from meditation and energy work and all of that. And I just focused on the external because I didn't want to know my internal. And there was a lot of things that I had to let go in myself. I had to let go and just be like, okay, you know, this is how things are right now. This is what's happening. Just let go. So I recently went through a situation where I was at the breaking point as far as my mentality go because I was like, okay, I know that there's GMOs and all this stuff, but how am I able to find out about all this if this world was just like nothing but bad? Like there's no reason to it. It didn't make sense to me because I felt like there's got to be a reason to it. There's got to be a reason to it. There's got to be a reason. It just we wouldn't have all this stuff just to torture us. Like I don't believe parents having children and then sending them to a world where they're just supposed to be tortured. It doesn't make sense that way. And so a long time ago I had an epiphany, and the epiphany was that all of this was to learn. Okay. And this was probably maybe an epiphany probably a month before I really understood what it was trying to say to me, but it was just like, okay, this world is so we can learn. This is all purposeful. This all has a reason. It's not, think of it in a different way, because I seen it, the information was real that I was finding. But the biggest trick of all with this whole truth community is just like they give you an idea, but they give you an ideal about that ideal. And so you get lost in that ideal and you don't really see what's happening. But at the same time, even though I learned this a long time ago, so I'll express it. All lies lead back to truth. Okay. So what I believe they meant, and well, literally that's what they meant. But what I believe is what they were trying to say is that all lies lead back to truth. Like they came from somewhere. So if you follow them and you ask them why enough internally, you should be able to find the answer to them. So I had to make sure I wasn't recording. I meant not recording while I was talking again. I have this fear because I've done this a couple times and I was just like, yeah, I'm in it. I'm talking blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, wait, I did not record. Okay, sorry. Going back to where I was going with this. So, but the absolute is really real. So, no, that is not what I'm expressing, at least. And the people I've met, they're not trying to say that there's a good part of you and a bad part of you. There is some that's still stuck in that duality mindset of good and bad, and it doesn't really work out with this whole trying to learn your spirit and everything. Because if you were trying to learn your spirit and everything, and you were trying to get through to the bottom of this craziness that is so not crazy. That's the crazy part is and I know that sounds so crazy because you just have to realize it. Like I did not realize it until I realized it. Like it just hit me when I just seen the world completely different. Like it was just different. I can't express it much more than that. It was just everything clicked, and it's like I was fighting like war inside my head, and then it just like and then it all just came together, like it all made sense. But there's no good, but there's no bad. There's only cause and effect. That's really the only way to explain this world. um all see People had these ideals of good and bad because they came from, okay, so like if you do something it has a reaction. Well, it came from like if you stab somebody, there was something that it's not necessarily good or bad, but the 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 cause and the effect of it is what they would be like, oh, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. It doesn't really work out well. Like people stealing, it doesn't really work out well. Like, yes, you could do it, but it just doesn't work out well. That's the only way that I could explain it. And this is why a lot of people, I believe, have left it to meditating and things, but there's a balance. It's not the balance of there's 50 and 50. Okay. When I say balance, I mean 100% and 100%. So you need your ego and all these things. They're here for a reason. They help you learn and grow and understand yourself. It's just you have to ask it why. That is what I'm trying to get across to people is so the absolute is really real. The absolute is energy, and that's what you are, and that's what they want you to understand. And you can't understand your trueness if you're so dogmented by like these religions and these practices and all these things that's around us. You forget who you are. Like I was just talking with my friend and we were just like, do you remember like doing this? Like I can feel it right now, right? I can feel the energy between my hands. And it's like they're like, do you remember how you like used to do this when you were a kid and you could feel it? And I'm like, yeah, like we used to do that all the time. Well, I did and my friends, but there's or the slaps where you have the slap game where you put somebody's on and you slap it. Like you could feel the intent of what they were gonna do before they did it. So, you know, this is all things that we're accustomed to. There's nobody that's special in a way that, oh, they're just magical. It's just they seem magical because they do what's really what we're able to do. And that is magical. Like they've distorted your view of what's magical. The magical is the inside. The boring and the boring is kind of like on the outside because it all starts from the inside. But at the same time, it's not boring. It just can seem lackluster. But that's why you got to transfer the inside feelings to the outside and just think, feel, and do. You can't be thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, thinking and feeling, because then you'll never manifest the beauty that you're feeling in yourself. So you gotta manifestate what you're thinking, feeling, and doing. Oh, it's okay. I pushed, I had it on the other direction. So you're fine. hmm So it says, why do people divide awareness from all that she eliminates? Why do we divide the sunlight from all that it falls upon? Why do we divide our beauty and humanity from our divinity, creating impossible inhuman goals and ideals of perfection? There's a lot of people that say you have to be in constant meditation for hours and hours, and you have to sit in this position or you have to do it this way, and that is how they feel they learned, and they didn't really learn because they listened to externalities. And that's why a lot I know my last two videos was like an hour each, and not everybody's going to listen to all of them. So what I was saying in the video is that there's a lot of people that are hopping on the bandwagon and they're not fully understanding this. They just want to make money. A lot of this is about business, and that's what you guys have to realize is that a lot. Like when I learned about affiliate marketing and I was going to do this on my own and just start my own business and things like that, I realized how many people are in affiliate marketing, and a lot of truthers is like when I go to their page, I can see how they made their page to make money. Like I had to go through it because again, that was another layer of understanding and seeing my surroundings. And so when I seen that, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be an affiliate marketer. I stopped doing Heartburn because my intent wasn't to make money. I wanted to reach out to people, and that's what was my intent. But then how I was being taught to do it was to make money, and it frustrated me. Like I didn't understand how to do it myself. Now I know how to do it myself, and that's why I'm going to start making these videos and Facebook and have my page. It's not to make money, it's to help people. But again, I had to go through something with money too. I had to let go of the thought that money was evil. You are the value, okay? So anything that you use, any currency is, no matter how much you have of it, It doesn't determine who you are as a person, and what you mean, you know. But this is what this world uses. So they use, gold, they use silver, they use dollars, yen, whatever the currency of your country is, that's what they use. And they have everybody fooled. It's not just the United States. They have every country fooled, thinking that they are the value in their money. That's not the value. Of course they want you to do anything you can to make that, because they make money by making money. Literally, them making the money literally makes some money. Like, it ties into that whole strawman stuff. And I'm appreciative of what I went through, because that made me stronger. That doesn't mean I'm not happy and I don't smile and I'm not happy, I don't go through sadness and I'm angry and all these things. That's what people have to understand, is it's not about stopping all of that. That's what makes you you. That's what makes this body so amazing. That's what makes this physical realization just beautiful. But also, we've been so external. Like, I think we got so external because we were always internal. Like, that's who we were. It was just beings of inside. And I think what happened is that when they seen an externality, maybe they wanted to do that. But that was just another part of learning and evolution. So I really think that the third is going to be the fourth, which is the consciousness, which is already going there. And it's just trying to help people understand what that means, because it doesn't mean, like, okay, yesterday I had an idea, what the light workers. Well, I could have just been like, oh, well, don't call me a light worker. I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I could have just shut that person down, but I didn't. I was like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate you, because why did I have that reaction? And I'm new to this. I haven't been doing this for years, so I don't catch myself doing this all the time. But that is not separating. You're not separating your ego from your super ego. It's all the same being, really. There's not even a difference. It's like the separation because of how we've been programmed, so to speak. And maybe the programming was to help us get to the point of this. Who knows? That's beyond me. I'm done asking those type of questions. But what I do know is that because of me understanding what I understand with all this GMOs and wars and stuff, stop participating. Like, stop putting your energy into that. Stop believing that is what we have to do. We don't have to do those things. We don't need to go through these things. But at the same time, we're going through these things to learn that we don't need to go through these things. It's so, your mind can't, it's just give up on that, Help yourself. Love yourself. Understand, I meet a lot of people that say, I am who I am. I'm not going to change myself. Okay, then that's who you are. You're always the same. That's boring, but okay, be the same. So I want to just get rid of the fallacy of you don't have to love yourself, and you can't be angry and sad and smoke cigarettes and all that. You're eventually going to want to step away from those things. You're not going to want to do those things because you've let go of those emotional charges to do those things. I slipped up. I smoked a cigarette yesterday and I smoked a cigarette the day before. But instead of beating myself up, and so that's what I'll make it like that, because that's easier for me to explain. Is kind of like make it personally. So I smoked a cigarette yesterday and I smoked a cigarette the day before. I could have, why did I do that? I'm such a fuck up. But I was like, okay, well, why do I feel like I want this cigarette? Why do I feel like this cigarette can help me? And I thought about it. I was like, well, I haven't been breathing. Like, I find it hard during my meditation. I can feel my energy, and I get so wrapped up in my energy that I forget to breathe, literally. Like, I have to, like, because I'm like, oh man, I wasn't breathing. I wonder how long I wasn't breathing for. And it's like when I feel my breathing, like if I do different positions, I can feel the energy in different spots. Like however I'm laying my body, whether it's this way, like last night I just went into different positions and I was just like, okay, if I put my hands up like this, if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, and I was just putting my arms and I was just letting it flow, and I could feel the energy going through my body, and I'm like, oh, that's why they do martial arts. That's why they do the chi and they do yoga and they can do all that, is because I can feel the energy changing through my body. I don't have to do those things to channel my energy. And that's what I've been doing the past couple of years, is not meditating, and I could still feel my energy. Like I could still do these things that I'm doing now. But what I'm understanding is that I can feel it flowing differently. I can feel it going through my body and my spine, and I can feel it traveling. I don't know how to really describe it. It's just I can feel it traveling. So again, I'm experiencing these things that these people are experiencing, and I'm just trying to explain it differently because they don't understand it, because they're really not doing it. I've met, there is very few people, and I haven't met that many because there's so few, but that's why I was like, I'm gonna find these people out here. I'm gonna find those that, like, I don't know how to describe it, that has the same intent. And I'm finding those people as we go along here. I'm slowly finding them. They all have their parts about them that is different, like me. It's all a matter of learning. But anyways, I'm getting off subject. Um, but it's just living. Okay. If you feel like, okay, I felt like a victim to my job, right? I don't want to work for this call center company. I don't want to sit at home anymore. I don't want to do all these things. So for months now, I have been just, I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to manifest, I just want to, in my head, I thought of like the shaman thing. I don't know. I thought of like, I don't know really what to think, but the only thing that I wanted my intent to go to being free and experiencing a different culture and life, and I was going to do it one way or another. And I just, for months now, I've been meditating on who am I and what do I want, and what is my purpose and how am I going to get to my purpose. And I'm like, well, how do you get to your purpose? Is doing your purpose. So I just started doing what I felt was really true, like stop lying to myself about stuff. And really the breakthrough point was when I felt like I wasn't the victim anymore. Like, you have free will. Don't let anybody tell you you can't open your own business, you can't travel the world, you can't do any of that. You could do anything you put your mind to. So as long as you put your mind to it, your soul and your body, it's gonna happen. So just do it. Just be who you are. But I'll keep reading this because I'll keep going. Oh, friends, don't you see our messy, imperfect, vulnerable is none other than the dance of the absolute? Exactly. Like that is, see, there's certain things in this post that I think he's growing as well. And there's certain parts of him, I can see what he's going through because I was going through this. This is like something I would have probably radically agreed with and was like, yes, all of it. Yes, yes. And then I was like, hold on. When I started really reading this post, I'm like, there's some stuff in there that's taking you away from really the beautiful parts of your soul. But he's right. It's not, okay. Okay, so when I want to smoke a cigarette, it's beautiful, okay? Because that's my body expressing something. Now, whether you pay attention to your body and what it's expressing is what is important. And that's what's connecting to your being is that there's all these ideals from society that isn't true, that's put into your mind since birth, from cartoons, from religion, from your politics, from whatever it is. And this is all countries. This is not the United States just by itself. It's all countries. They all have their ways of tricking people. And it's all about learning, though. Even though this may be a trick, even though these people are doing things that doesn't seem like within the divine creation, you just have to accept creation as it is. You have to accept the artist. The artist knows what it's doing, and that is the source of creation. And I trust the source of creation because I trust myself. I didn't trust myself because I felt like I wasn't, because I wasn't trusting myself. Like I wasn't following my spirit and how I felt. So of course I couldn't trust the world. I couldn't trust the artists of this world because it wasn't it wasn't internal. So because I didn't internally feel it, I'm not going to externally see it. Let me just keep reading this post because maybe I can make more sense with where I'm going from, them typing something in here. So, no doubts, our desires and fears, our longings, our play, our passion, our very precious children, our eyes of the beloved, deeply worthy, never mistakes or stains in the pure perfection of perfect awareness. So, okay, this takes me back to what I was talking about in my videos. Okay, the how we are is perfect, okay? There's no good or bad about it. It's just cause and effect. But what type of cause and what type of effect? See, we've had a want. Our want is to be free and to be empowered and to see each other as one, so on and so forth. That is why these things are happening. This is why our governments is the way they are. They're doing things they are. Is they're doing the opposite of what we're doing to help us realize the equilibrium of them. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I know as I make more videos and explaining certain stuff, you'll understand yourself. And no matter how many words I use to explain any of this, it still won't really hit home until you accept it. I can try to convince you all day long, but I'm not convincing you. I'm just expressing what I've learned and how I've felt about things and what I'm doing because people need that. They need to see the real. They don't need to just understand. They see a lot of people just show themselves from point 100. Like this is where they are now. But they didn't want to show everybody they're fat. They didn't want to show everybody their ugliness. They didn't, but it's not ugly. None of this is ugly. None of this, your path, no matter what you're doing, is not ugly. It's how you determine it. It's like, do you consider it ugly? And probably you're because you consider it ugly, you're still doing these things. And that makes no sense. But again, this doesn't make sense. You just got to let go of what makes sense, but just do it. Just like try these things. If there's something that I've said in this video that made you upset, why did it make you upset? Why did it make you feel that way? Think about how you're thinking. Like, I know this seems like a paradox, but think about how you're thinking. See, I've done that for so long. So now I have to let go of my thinking because I've relied on that and that's how I got to the point I am. But again, that's my milestone. And now I'm like, okay, let go of the thoughts, just let what I know. And today I had a meditation before this, and I thought of something during my meditation. It kind of like just was like, oh, so I have questions, okay? So it's good to ask a question, but it's bad to search for the answer. I'm using the words good and bad because, again, it's just working on those dualities. But what I'm basically trying to say is don't ask a question. The intent of asking your question is felt in life. And when you go searching for the answer, you are searching for an answer and you have to let the answer come. So I wanted to travel and go and live another life. Not another life. I wanted to evolve and understand my life more. So I kept saying, okay, I was imagining a guru place, like not like those vacation spots, but I was imagining like on the History Channel, how like these people somehow end up in these forests with these ancient tribes and they're just experiencing their living and everything. That's what I wanted to do. But really, I wanted the whole purpose of that, my intent was to help remove more blocks within myself so I can help others and live what I really feel. But because my ideal of my question, because that was a question, my intent, I had an ideal about that. So I didn't, because I had a specific way I wanted my intent to manifest, it was not manifesting. But then I just kept asking, or I started to let go. I was like, okay, well, if I can't dictate how this intent will manifest, then how do I manifest it then? Like, I just want to manifest that energy. I just want to manifest an experience where I can do something similar, learn, grow, whatever it is. And then it happened when I let go of that and I just asked. And I've asked a lot of people, and I've asked a lot. I just was just like, yeah, this is what I feel. This is this vision I have in my head. And this has been happening for a long time. So, do you know how I can manifest that? You know what I mean? And then it wasn't right. They would say things like, oh, you don't have to go be that or do that to be, you can go on your, well, that really that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, I want to see something outside of where I'm at, the United States. I've traveled all over the United States, Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Baltimore, New York. Like, I've been to a lot of parts in America, and I'm like, okay, this is all the same. Like, all the states, yes, they have different buildings, but it's still America. Like, how they do stuff is still American. Like, it's boring. Like, I've seen this all. And I was like, okay, well, I've been wanting to, since I was a kid, I've been wanting to go to other countries. And I always said I wanted to go over towards Egypt because I wanted to see the pyramids. And this is before, wow. See, again, this is my spirit said, do this video, and here I am. And I said I want to do an hour, and here I am doing an hour. But I just thought about this. For the longest time, I was like, I want to go see the pyramids. I just want to be with ancient tribes. And this is a long time ago. Like, when I kept saying these things, I remember 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I'm like, I just want to go to another country. I just want to live in their culture and see, because I feel like I'm missing something. It'll help me grow. I don't know how. I don't know what way, but I just had this feeling like it would just teach me something. I would teach myself something. That's a good way to explain it. I would teach myself something. Like I've always done, is I've always taught myself stuff. So, and now it's happening. Like, I have the option to do so. And I'm like, I know it's real because I'm living it. Like, I'm doing it. Like, when I went from Florida, when I was living with my parents, I was just like, I just want to be at my parents' house. I just want to learn. I just want to grow. And it happened. It manifested. And it's so much more awesome while it's happening when you're aware of it, because you're not in control of it, but you're not, like, it doesn't seem like it's coming from out of nowhere. Like, that you realize the power that you have for yourself. And it's awesome. But let me go back to this post again, because I got off topic. I'm excited about this recent manifestation. So that's why it keeps coming up, because I'm just too excited about it. Oh, it's been such a long time. Anyways, okay, so let's get back to this. Your awareness, yes, but you are also deeply human, original, wonderful, weird, and full of feelings. You are imperfect, vulnerable, a mess sometimes. You have doubts, and you are limited in your organisms. See, you have doubts, and you are limited in your organismic nature. Okay, so I want to say something. You are energy inside of a vessel. Period. You are not limited to this vessel and this identity of this body. This is just a manifestation for you to experience certain things that you couldn't without it. So it's co-creation. Okay, you can't let your body dictate everything, but you also can't let your spirit dictate everything. But at the same time, you are your spirit. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense, but other than just co-create ask yourself why. Yeah, you have doubts, but doubts only make you feel like you can't do something. You can do anything you put your mind to. Doubts, sometimes I don't ever have a doubt about anything about I put my mind to. You can do anything you put your spirit to. That's better. I like that. You can do anything you put your spirit to. But that doesn't mean you have to get rid of your doubts. That doesn't mean you have to see doubts. They'll go away when you start understanding your doubts. Like, okay, I used to have doubts that the information I was just getting from my consciousness without thinking about it wasn't true. Well, I had to go through a period where it is true. I had to let go of those fears. I had to let go of those doubts. What I'm feeling, what's going on beyond this that I can see is real. And I need to not doubt that. And so I started to do so. And when I started to less doubt, the doubt went away. So I understood where my doubt was coming from. Sorry, you guys, my cat is determining that she is going to be rubbed right now. Come give me a kiss. She wanted to be in the video, you guys. This is Luna. Luna, you going to say hello? I'm going to miss her. Luna, you say hello to everybody? No, she don't want to say hello. She just wants me to rub her. Anyways, no, very sweet. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? No? Okay, I don't get no kisses. Anyways, so you are not limited to this body. The reason why I say that is when I walk into a room, I can observe people's emotions and what they're feeling. And if I was limited to just my body, I would only be able to feel them. You know what I mean? This is perfect. When I was meditating, something clicked in my head about our spirit. You don't feel because of your skin. You don't think because of your brain. You don't see because of your eyes. You don't talk because of your mouth. You don't be because of your being. It is what it is. Like, your being is what brings all this. Like, the energy. Like, if you didn't have skin, you would still feel. Like, that's why when I was doing energy healing on my friend, and she was like, I can feel your hands without feeling your hands. Like, my hands wasn't on her back, but my hands was above her, and she was like, I can feel that. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you can, because I can feel your energy. So what you feel, what I'm projecting. And that's what I'm saying, is that you're beyond this body. But if you think you're not, then you're not, because you are what you think. There's no such thing as I can't. You are what your being believes you are. And I believe I'm endless and boundless and limitless and free. Yet all those things I let go of. And I am just me. But I'm not me. I'm just this energy. And this energy is part of source. And the source is part of everything. And if I understand me, I understand source. And if I understand source and where I come from, or what happens, like I was reading this intent book, and they asked, how can I get back to what I am? And he was like, well, who made you? My mom and my dad. And he just left the question at that. And I thought about it, and I was like, at first the question I didn't understand. And then I was like, go back to your mom and dad. And I was like, oh, well, what formed your mom? What your dad and your mom is a physical expression. But what really made you was the magnet and electric. the female and the male, cause and effect of all, which is source. So what he was trying to get the person to allude to was what I understood is that they are energy and their parents is energy. And where did your parents come from? It's like the egg and the chicken, I think they were saying. Did the chicken come before the egg, or did the egg come before the chicken? And you guys can see what happens. Hi, Luna. So let me keep reading. You don't have all the answers. You get it wrong sometimes. You get it wrong all the time. There's no wrong or right. Like, there is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. If you're going to spend your life working for a wrong or right answer, you are never going to find the answer because you think it's wrong or right. So when you get an answer, you're going to automatically throw it out. See, I never threw anything out. I always put it in the back of my mind and Kat just was like, okay, I don't understand this right now, but let me come back to this and understand it. You are willing to admit that you feel small sometimes and need help. I had a problem with that. Personally, I felt that if I reached out to other beings in meditation or whatever, then they would be my master. And when I say they're master, I felt like if I, like, energetically, see, I didn't feel, this is where, like, the breakdown was happening between my real life and my real life, was that in real life, I felt that if I asked for help, then I would have to owe that person, or that person can have control over me. I then realized that I can get help without that being so, and I don't owe them anything and they don't owe me anything. If we help, that's it. There is no other binding contract unless I feel it to be that. So when I worked on trusting people in real life, and I worked on trusting myself, I then realized that I have control of everything, yet I let go. Luna, she's just not going to stop until I rub her. So, but I have to let go. And because I've let go and I realize this good and bad, there's many steps to this. I'm probably just doing them in so-called reverse, but it doesn't matter to me what direction I'm going in. I'm lost in the right direction. But anyways, so let me get back to where I'm going because I forgot what I was talking about. You don't have all the answers. You get it wrong sometimes. You have healthy shame, which is humility. Okay, why do we feel shame to begin with? All these words, okay. Me and words, I said I would work on them, but me and words have a problem, okay? Shame, happiness. You know what? This is so crazy because I was thinking about this like 3 years ago and it just hit me. I was thinking about the same exact thing, but I got stuck. I didn't know where else to go with it. So, happiness, sad, anger, depression, all of that is bullshit. Get rid of those words. Like, oh, they mean nothing. There are sad, happiness, anxiety. All of these words is just to describe a painting that's already been finished. It's like one of my paintings that I'm calling it fucking rainbow, okay? Well, when you hear rainbow, you're automatically going to think colorful. Well, I don't really like words for I never really named my paintings because they are what they are. Like, just look at them and then that's what they are. There's no words to it. The only thing that I'm willing to really put on there is it's done by Kayla Nelson. And it's like, okay, sure. Anyways, I could care less if my name was on that stupid portrait. Now, I guess in a way, my name would be on that portrait if I wanted to make money off of them, which is another avenue of supporting yourself. You have to let go of that. Now, if you paint to make money, then you're not going to. But if you paint to be your being, and if you want to survive your being, that is a way to bring the money to you. I just leave it at that because for those that will understand, they'll understand. You don't have all the answers. You get it wrong. You have healthy shame. Shame, come on now. That is another form of judgment. Stop judging yourself. When you stop judging yourself, you can stop judging others. Let yourself be seen. Exactly. I come out here. I got shorts on. No bra and t-shirt. Now, am I gonna make you feel uncomfortable? No. But am I gonna make myself all spiffy and try to be something I'm not? No. Have I noticed that I like to look at myself while I'm making videos? Yes. I have really cut off the luxury of seeing myself. Like, I didn't want anything to do with my vessel. At one point I went through a period of time where I would not go out the house unless I did my hair. I had the best shoes on. I had the best clothes on. And even though I went through being homeless and I went through all of those things, at a period I was like, okay, well, I'm going to manifest my own stuff. And then I realized, well, things is just pointless in general. Like what you see behind me, I have my bed in my living room. I have my desk here because I work from home. I have a TV that never comes on. And like the rest of this, you guys, like, look at me. Hi, Luna. Say hello, baby. Anyways, but the rest of this, I mean, my kitchen is over here. I don't have, like, my kitchen is basic. I have my stuff in there that I need to live with. I have a dining room. I can't really show you guys, but what I'm basically saying is there's nothing in my house. This is how I live. So there's the TV. And that was just because I wanted to have joy when I'm working from home and stuff. That was the only reason. It was like just the main things. I don't care about a living room being a living room. I don't care about a dining room having to be a dining room. I don't care about a kitchen having to be a kitchen. Now, a kitchen just happens to end up being a kitchen because of the appliance that they have in it. Being fully human, that takes fucking courage. Who cares about being human? Who cares what this thing is called? How about this? One day you just go outside and you look at people and you really look at them. Really look at yourself. When you're on the street and you see a woman or a man and you say whatever comment it is, whatever it is, ask yourself why you said that. That is it. And when you ask yourself why you said that, there is a new beginning right there because you won't be able to stop. Because people don't think enough. I've met enough people that they don't think enough. That's the problem, is that they don't think at all. My problem is I thought, and it wasn't a problem, it was just a better way of doing things. I thought way too much. It controlled everything I did. I talk so fast because I was processing so fast. Fast isn't better. Like sex, okay? For example, the slower, the better. Instead of kissing your partner, kiss your partner. Instead of touching yourself, really touch yourself. Slow. Feel it. You'll feel the energy. It's different. When you live life, so many people is like bam, 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 everywhere. Doing like, I didn't grow up with a family that was like fill your day with endless shit just to call it a day. Why do I need to have to go this place, do this? What does that have anything to do with me? Oh, I need to be a part of sports. Oh, I need to be a part of this. Oh, I need a part of be this group. Why? Why do I need to go through all that? Why do I need to be a part of all these things? Now, do I like talking to people? Do I like hanging out? Yes. I like talking to people and being with them and experiencing them. Because it reflects me. For a long time, I didn't want to be around people. Oh, excuse me. I didn't want to be around people at all. And I realized I didn't want to be around me. I didn't want to confront me. And then I started having friends. And then I had a point in time where I was like, okay, I'm not going to hang out with this person because they're like this. Whether it was they're a liar, right? Well, why do I choose not to hang out with a liar? Because I don't like liars myself. Well, why do I have a judgment on liars? I need to let go of that. Because if there's a situation where I need to lie, I'm going to lie. Would I need to lie? I don't know. It's not speculation. For example, if I go to another country and I have a really bad vibe about something, and if they ask me a question, am I going to be truthful or am I going to lie? Well, I'm going to lie. I said that. I'm going to lie because I want my safety. And if I feel a threat and I know being truthful isn't for my safety, then I have no ties to being honest with this person. And I have no sin. There's no debt to that because I feel like that is protecting yourself. I could be wrong. Maybe telling the truth is better. Who knows? Let me tell you. Me and my friend was talking about work, right? This is a good example. I don't feel like going today. I'm not one of those people that convince themselves, well, I'm off today, but I'm just saying in general. I don't feel like I'm going today. It's my energy feels off. Whatever the case may be, there's something more important that's within life. If I was to call my job and say, hey, I don't feel like coming into work today. I'm sorry, I just thought about that. But if I was just like, hey, I don't feel like coming into work today, they're going to be like, you can be fired. I'm going to be like, why? Didn't you want the truth? The truth will set you free. Yeah, set you free of your fucking job. But anyways, being awareness, teachers, leaders, gurus never make awareness into the new God. Teachers never make awareness into the new God. Never make our humanness less than our divinity. There is no less than in the heart. We were born into sin, only exquisite vulnerability. There is no shame in feeling shame, and there's greatness in our tender human hearts, and such power in our tenderness. So, like I was saying, is an apple and how it falls from a tree and it rots and it goes back up. There's so many different ways. The bird can eat it. You can eat it. An animal can eat it. It can fall to the ground. Whatever method, it's going to have its method. And that's what, you are not a bad person. You are not worthless. You are not crazy. You are not angry. Let go of these words. Let go of all these paintings that the world has painted for you and paint your own picture. I keep talking about painting because I'm going to paint after this video and listen to music. I've been wanting to paint for a while, and I wanted to finish the other one I did because I started it. But I really wanted to paint something new because I feel and think something new right now. But anyways, getting off subject again. But I wanted to do this video. There is no trap. Only one that you set for yourself following another person. Ask yourself why. If you think this college is good, why? Here, I'll do something. What can I think of? What can I do right now? Okay. I am beautiful. I accept that I'm beautiful. Yet I'm not beautiful. Understand that I have multiple things that people may consider not beautiful. But to me, I'm beautiful. Why do I feel beautiful? I feel beautiful because I know who I am. I feel beautiful because I see others as beautiful. Like when I look at the world, I see the beauty that I have and it's reflected. Why am I beautiful? I'm beautiful because I say I am. Growing up, I was told I was ugly, that I was four eyes, that I was a piece of shit. I was all these words, but I'm none of those words because words can't describe me. I was considered weird. I was considered unorthodox. I was considered annoying. But those are all words people have for me. I am beautiful. I feel beautiful. I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with myself because I value and trust myself, and I am everything that I would want to be. I know that sounds bad, you guys, but I'm everything that I would want to be. I am what I am, and I am in love with what I am, but I let it go. I let it go because I know what I am is not what I am. I know where I want to be, which is nowhere. I don't really have a point. My only point is to understand myself more and more and more. And the things that I know that I can do, yet I know that I can't do them. So I am beautiful and I feel so much love and abundance for myself because I trust myself. I trust myself because I can trust my judgment. And I know that the decisions that I'll make in my life is ones that's going to do what I want. And that is the most important thing. Because I trust myself and my decisions, my being, I also would question myself. So if I feel like there's a feeling that, okay, this is going to get me somewhere bad, I trust my feeling that, and that good and bad word is again lightly used. Just if I get a feeling that the situation may cause me to lose my life, then I will trust that I will know that and step away from that. Therefore, because I trust myself and my decisions and how my feelings and my thoughts and my body and my mind, but yet I let it go. If somebody is not me, I can observe it and I can observe their energy and walk away from it and not doubt myself. So I love myself because I love all that's around me. I am just who I am, and I don't try to fit anybody's mold of what I am. I'm just my being. And if these people in this world, nobody ever understood me, and I never understood, and if nobody ever understood me, that would be okay because I understand me. I am. I just, I don't love the body, but yet I do. I went through a really bad self image because of all the things that people said to me. And I took their exterior view of me internally. But I let go of all that. On my side, this is glitching. Probably because I feel energy coming out of this. I probably should stop this before I break something. I love you guys. I'll make another video.